This is the way it should have started the last time.
When you were just like bopping around, we're like, okay, Rob?
Yeah. Anyway, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome to Nerd Culture Clash, episode 40. We did 40 of these things, dude.
40.
How the hell did that happen? What's up, George?
Oh,
greetings.
Yeah. Sorry, man. You missed the theme music, but yeah, 40 freaking episodes of this crap. Oh my god. But
doesn't even count other projects.
Yeah, other stupid shit. But anyway, welcome to Nerd Culture Clash, guys. This is a show where we talk about some of the interesting stories in comics, films, video games, all the other nerd stuff, and then usually just talking about whatever pops into our tiny little heads. But I am Comic Book Bob. I'm joined as always by Tom, the Immortal One Cummings, and joined today by our good friend Mr. George Peter Gatsis.
George.
Greetings.
What's up, man? So, what was your week like, Tom?
My week, God. Oh, I went to the Museum of Natural History here in Cleveland on Saturday. That was fun.
You know, I've never been there, not even once.
Never been there? Oh,
nope.
They got a nice dinosaurs of South America, I think it is, exhibit here right now. So it's a nice little extra thing there.
Yeah, my niece loves that place. She's been trying to drag me there forever.
If you could go first time, you should probably go to the planetarium show. I should probably go. It's been like 20 years since I've been to one, but it is pretty good. So plan it right so you can get down there, take a look at it all, and then take in the planetarium show.
Cool. I worked my ass off. That's why I'm like, full disclosure, I'm really tired, and like I actually just found out that I put a typo in the friggin' the thumbnail for the friggin' show. So, but you know, hey, what the hell? I'm wore out. But how was your week, George?
Yeah, a little productive as well. I'm curious. The Museum of Natural History, is that organic?
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Nice.
Anyway, there was a couple of interesting stories going on around this week, but one of the biggest one I think has got to be the friggin' Sonic movie, man. Like, holy shit! Did anybody predict that crap?
Yes.
You thought that movie was going to be $100 million?
Yes.
In its first 4 days.
I was thinking it was going to be bigger, but yes, I was considering it going to be a success, because when they ran that fake marketing campaign where they put out such a horrible design, and they said, you know, here's our what Sonic's going to look like, everybody said, no, that looks terrible, change it. And then said, oh, okay, we're just going to stop production and change the design of the character. Anybody buy that? That was a brilliant marketing move. So many people became heavily, instantly involved in this project worldwide. And when they brought out the new design, they said, yeah, that's it. That's what I'm going to watch. That's Sonic. It was a brilliant marketing campaign.
Oh, it was absolutely like here's the thing. Like, okay, so I got a buddy of mine. His name's Mike Watson. He's an indie comic creator. He is 100% convinced that they did that on purpose. That they did the ugly Sonic for that, like the ugly freakish nightmare fuel Sonic first.
It's a good way to put it.
But that they 100% had this other Sonic, the more true to design Sonic, waiting in the wings, and that this whole thing was done to drum up support and publicity for the movie. I don't buy that. I absolutely think. Don't get me wrong. It wouldn't surprise me if that was true, but that's a huge gamble, man. Like you're gonna pump that much extra. You know, the other thing too is like, you know, the way he supported his was because I said, like, you know, why are you gonna take that big of a chance? Like an advertising exec who came up with that scheme, dude, give that guy a friggin' bonus, man. Because if that's true, that's some 4D chess right there.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And if you really think about it, the design of the character and modeling the character and all that stuff, it's not isolated to the director and to the designer of the movie.
Right.
It's a team effort. If they purposely designed the character poorly at the very beginning, I don't think it would have even gotten to the what we call modeler in stage, because everybody would call bullshit on it.
Yeah, and you and me, Will, we're both guys that have done CG. You know, we both know what it takes to make computer graphics and stuff like that. That's a lot of freaking work to pull a friggin' fast one on people.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, just the rendering of the fur on the character.
God,
the server time involved to put the first trailer together with a poorly designed character. It's way too organized, way too coordinated.
Yeah. Just real quick, I wanted to shout out to people in the chat. We got Speaker of the Dead in there. Hail, Speaker of the Dead. Thanks for being here. Jason Tershak. He's always someone that comes in. Thanks for being here, brother. Michael
Jason.
Brent. What's that?
Said, hey, Jason.
Yeah. Michael Brent. Appreciate you being here, guys. Jason says he's absolutely correct. Dude, I don't know, man. I don't think so. Like I said, like me and George were just saying, the amount of money to put in, and like to think like to really think like that, I don't know, man. I think like somebody else said, I think they're giving Hollywood way too much credit. They're not that smart. And also like I said, the amount of time it took for them to retool this thing. Like I don't buy the conspiracy theory. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if it was true because stranger things have happened. But the thing that's amazing about this is like you're 100% correct in the fact that when the creators and the guy who was one of the original creators for Sonic, he was one of the guys that came out and said, "Yeah, we're going to fix this." That did a lot to really bring in a lot of business. I just didn't think it was going to be this much, man. I was thinking, yeah, it'll do, $35-40 million. It'll do okay. $100 million in 4 days? Hell no, I didn't think that was going to happen.
Did you see the movie?
I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to go see it.
It's absolutely hilarious. Well written, absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, the reports that are coming out from most people that said is that it's way better than they thought it was going to be. And I actually want to see. I kind of want to see it with Chris, our buddy. Tom knows our buddy Chris. He's a huge Sonic fan. So he was like all over the fact that it's like I'm so happy that they fixed this and everything. So I kind of want to see it with someone who's like a real big Sonic fan.
Yeah.
I played the games, but I'm not like a big Sonic fan. But yeah, dude, I'm like, but the thing that's really getting me, and this is what I wanted to show here. So real quick, let me go ahead and pull the screen thing up here. So this was when so the Hedgehog movie director came out and he thanked the fans for the record-breaking opening. Sonic the Hedgehog director Jeff Fowler thanks fans for the film scores the biggest opening weekend for a video game movie ever with $57 million. So he came out and he like you said, man, and again, like I said, I'm not saying I don't think that this is that they planned this, but if they did, they're freaking geniuses. But the fans, they listened to the fans responded, and he came out and he thanked everybody. And
it's going to be a one-time play on this particular strategy. There's no way the next video game movie they will pull the same stunt. Everyone will call BS on it.
Yeah. He came out and he thanked everybody, and obviously doing what they did is paid dividends because, like I said, $100 million in 4 days. But the most interesting thing about this. Let me go ahead and stop this one and bring up the other screen. Is the backlash from the Birds of Prey fans. Okay, guys. So last week I did my thing on Birds of Prey. I didn't like it. I didn't care for it. I didn't like the way it handled the characters. It had nothing to do with, the fact that they weren't, it wasn't sexually explicit or any of that crap. It was just a shit movie. It was poorly written. Like I said, they were trying to be Deadpool, but they were trying to be Deadpool with dialing up to like 11. And it was just not a good movie. Sonic comes out, and Sonic is to my knowledge, it's the first time that a film actually went to the fans and said, okay, we're going to listen to what you guys said and we're going to fix this. And the fans showed their appreciation, and the movie absolutely stomped friggin' Birds of Prey and broke these records. And so people who were upset about it are basically attacking the movie and calling it homophobic. So real quick here, Sonic the Hedgehog movie demolished Harley Quinn's superhero chick flick at the box office, and her fans aren't happy about it. The Sonic movie is allegedly homophobic. People are alleging that they have been violently assaulted by homophobic people during screenings of Sonic the Hedgehog because the movie encourages it. Although Harley Quinn Birds of Prey wasn't a complete bomb, it failed to live up to its $50 million. The story, however, is what it says, pulling $100 million over the opening weekend. I'm trying to find the part where they talk about, I was a victim of a horrible hate crime while in the theater watching Sonic. There were these these white men called me, and I can't say that on YouTube, and spit on me. Going to see Birds of Prey made me feel safe to go to the movies again. I took my husband and 2 sons to go see Sonic movie and was appalled to hear homophobic slurs used throughout the movie. Luckily, Birds of Prey was showing in the next room. Yeah, so basically they're upset that, Birds of Prey got tanked. And to be fair, some people did, crap on Birds of Prey, probably a little bit more than it deserved. It wasn't the worst movie I've ever seen. It just wasn't very good. But then, of course, if you said that, obviously you were, insert ist here. Sonic the Hedgehog is rated R17, US MA 13. Basically, it's contains crude humor, graphic violence, sexual themes, and swearing. Probably not a good show to take your kids to. The success of Sonic and the failure. But yeah, okay. So Tom, so George, you saw the movie. Was there any of this stuff in that movie?
Absolutely not. I mean, this Sonic movie was like a family-friendly movie, and if you want any comparison, anything in South Park compared to Sonic would be like 1 to a factor of 10. Sonic is nowhere near South Park level crude humor, like in the South Park movie. Not even close. There's nothing like that in this movie. It's 100% pure joy. I mean, there's a scene where they go to the mother-in-law house. It was absolutely hilarious. The mother-in-law house scene. It was one of the funniest moments in the entire movie. And there was this little girl. And spoiler, she hands Sonic a pair of shoes because the shoes that he had were worn down. I mean, there were so many great moments in this movie. There was this article is a complete lie.
Mm-hmm. And there was another site that I checked out before this, and some of these accounts that are putting up these statements are apparently doing this. They're literally saying that they're doing this to tank the movie. They're trying to taint this movie because they're angry. Yeah, well, they're angry. Well, they're trying to taint it, not tank it. I didn't mean to say taint. I'm sorry, because they're angry at some of the reviews for Birds of Prey. Now, some of the reviews for Birds of Prey, I'm sure we're biased and BS. I went in the movie, and here's the thing: I love those characters. All right, Black Canary, Cassandra Cain, Batgirl, Huntress. I like those characters. They were not handled well in that movie, and the film just wasn't good, and it's, they don't want to hear that though, because it's their big, and I fully expected that movie to be a girl power movie. It's freaking Birds of Prey. But one, the movie was misleading because it wasn't a Birds of Prey movie. It was a Harley Quinn movie. And a lot of people went in there thinking it was going to be Birds of Prey, and it wasn't. It was Harley Quinn. And then the Birds of Prey show up in the last 20 minutes of the movie, which is why they actually changed the title of the movie, which that's not going to help at this point. But everyone I've talked to says that the Sonic movie, it's definitely a kid's movie. So if you're not, if you're not down with kids movies, it's probably not going to be for you. But everybody I've talked to, man, has said that it was a good film. Real quick, I'm going to butcher your name, dude. I'm so sorry for this. Samuel shit. Sam, thanks for being here, man. Hey, Boogie, what's up, brother? Speaker of Dead said, "Wow, they're pulling a Jesse." Yeah, that's basically what's happened. They're pulling a Jesse Smollett. They're pulling it. They're making these false accusations because they're upset about it. Now, some of these reactions apparently were jokes. Some people were just basically they were parroting the Birds of Prey people getting all pissed off and being like, "Oh, you guys hate this because it's misogynist and blah 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 blah." And then these parody accounts came up and said, "No, well," and some of those guys actually did come over and say, "No, this isn't real. This is a joke." But some of those people, they just don't like the fact that people that this film is setting a precedent of listen to your fans, because sometimes they're right. Giving the fans and this is something I said about Star Wars. One of the big problems with Star Wars, I said, is sometimes giving the fans what they want is the smart thing to do. Star Wars isn't a deep franchise, isn't a deep story, man. Give the fans, there are certain beats, give the fans what they want, and it will be successful. But the people in Hollywood, they don't like that idea. They don't like the idea of giving fans what they want because it goes completely against their narrative of the fans don't know what they want.
Well, more than that, it's like, I'm the producer. I have this vision.
Mm-hmm.
We're going with that.
Yeah, I'm an artist. Let me create.
Giant mechanical spiders.
Yeah, spiders are the most deadly creatures in the insect kingdom, dude. That story. When he told that story, dude, I was laughing my ass off because I'm like, that's Hollywood to a T. We're talking about, by the way, Kevin Smith's first stand-up, A Night with Kevin Smith, when he was talking about he was talking to the producer when he actually got hired to write the script for the Superman reboot movie. And the guy who directed it was a complete batshit nut. And he wanted a giant spider in the movie. But no. First he wanted Superman to fight a polar bear. He's like polar bears are the ultimate killers in the animal kingdom. And then he wanted him to do a spider, and he goes, spiders are the ultimate killers in the insect kingdom. And then that same guy is the guy who did Wild Wild West, and he put a giant mechanical spider in the movie.
Yeah, that was great.
So Boogie Bentley stopped by and said, hey, yo, what's up? Thanks for stopping by, Boogie. Check out Boogie Bentley's channel. Man, he's got a really, really cool interview going this week. Let me pull it up here and tell you exactly who he's got. He's got, I think he's got Peter Samedi. S&B Network. No, I should be, you think by now I'd be better prepared. But yeah, I think he's got scheduled. Pretty sure it's Peter Samedi, so that's going to be pretty awesome. Speaker that's Dave Chappelle rocks. Dude, Dave Chappelle dropped a pipe bomb. My two favorite people in Hollywood right now. Yeah, I blew the joke. I know. I'm sorry, man. My two favorite people in Hollywood right now are Ricky Gervais and Dave Chappelle, because both of those guys dropped a freaking pipe bomb on Hollywood. They're basically, it's like, get over your shit. Just if only Spider-Man could fight a spider like a man spider or something, blew the joke. Yeah, it's all right, dude. Just real quick, I'm gonna go back through the chat here because I wasn't looking very much. Let me go back up here. See here. Sonic, Terrible Sonic was made to drum up support by listening to the fans. Yeah, no, I absolutely. I don't think it was made to do that, but I think it definitely did do that. Like I said, I don't really buy into the conspiracy theory but it definitely engendered a lot of a lot of love from the fans because they're like, holy crap, they're actually listening to us. I just think of what other nostalgia Hollywood could revive the live action if they just listened to what the fans had said. Oh yeah, dude. Like Ghostbusters 2016 is a good example. I think Church dropped Ghostbusters 2016 in there. That's a good example. I want to see, Michael Brent says, I want to see Gargoyles, Captain Planet, Freakazoid, Dexter. Freakazoid would be awesome. That would be a fantastic movie. Animaniacs would be I don't know if that would be a good movie, but like a series, like a new Animaniacs series, I'm all about that. I think they're gonna do it, but it'll be screwed. It won't be anywhere near as good as the original. You could never do that show today. The stuff that they do in that friggin' show. You kidding me?
Oh yeah.
Hello, nurse. Yep. But Gargoyles, I would definitely love to see a Gargoyles movie, man. Holy crap. That's the only two reasons like I didn't buy Disney Plus, but my sister did, so I just kind of swiped hers. The only two things that I watched on there was Mandalorian and Gargoyles.
And you know what? Jonathan Frakes could easily play the same character in a live action of Gargoyles.
Dude, Gargoyles was basically all of the next generation as friggin' voice actors. And it was great. Just a church. What else are we going to see? Fantasy Island. Oh my God, dude. Fantasy freaking Island. Dude, have you seen that? That's one of those movies I'm actually kind of interested in going to see just to see if it's as bad as I think it is. And that everybody's saying it is.
It's an origin movie.
What's that?
It's an origin movie, Fantasy Island. An
origin movie?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? Like it's the origin of something, or
it's the origin of O'Rourke and Tattoo.
Well, somebody told me that it's basically well for starters, it's automatically got one strike against it because it's a Blumhouse film, and Blumhouse is shit. So, and two, everything that everyone I've talked to and everybody that has actually seen it has told me that it's basically the first like 30 minutes of the movie. It's like legitimately a fantasy island movie. It's people going there and living out their fantasies. And then it turns into this weird slasher flick for no reason.
Yep.
So, and it's like, well, that sounds like a freaking Blumhouse movie. So, but I kind of want to see it just to see if it's as bad as I think it is. And plus it's got Michael Pena in it and he's freaking hilarious. But, Sam says, how are you guys feeling about the Bloodshot movie? I'm 6 one way, half a dozen another on that movie. I actually am a Vin Diesel fan. I think when Vin Diesel's good, he's good. When he's bad, he's really bad. But and I'm also a big Bloodshot fan. I'm actually once the first story arc for the current comic runs, I'm going to do a review of that comic. Brett Booth's doing the art on it. It's a really good book. I don't know though, man. Some of the stuff that in the trailer I've seen looks kind of interesting. Some of the stuff that I've seen, I'm like, because the thing with me is I want him to look like Bloodshot. Okay, I want him to have that pale skin. I want that bleeding circle in his chest. I want it to be Bloodshot from the comics. I'm a comic fan. I want it to be the character from the comics. And from what I see, it's kind of like I have the same concerns with this as I have for the Morbius movie. I don't think he's going to look in the Morbius movie. I don't think he's going to look like Morbius through the whole film. I think he's only going to look like Morbius when he kind of like at night. You know what I mean? He's going to vamp out like a werewolf. So he's going to be regular guy most of the time, but he's going to look like a vampire for like little parts of the movie. I get the same feeling from Bloodshot. I think when he goes into the field and he like activates the nanites in him, then he's going to look like Bloodshot. But when he doesn't, when he's not in the field and he's not doing that, he's going to look like regular old Vin Diesel. So some of the action looks interesting. And usually the reason why I have problems with that is that usually when they cut corners like that, they make a lot of other changes as well. They make these sweeping changes. So I'm cautiously interested in Bloodshot, same as I am with Morbius, but that's kind of where I'm sitting on that. Have you guys watched any of those trailers? Or
I saw the Morbius, but I haven't seen the Bloodshot yet.
I've seen them both. Morbius looks something like the comic book. Bloodshot, I've only seen the covers, so they sort of kind of touch upon the character. Maybe they're holding back so they can give you a sweet reveal in the movie.
It's possible. What they did show, I mean, it's going to be violent as hell. So that's a plus because that's Bloodshot, dude. It's violent. Like I said, I'm not going to tank the film sight unseen, but I'm wary. I'm wary of it. Speaker Dead says I would love to see a Soul Reaver game made into live action. Dude, the whole Legacy of Kain series would be a good film series. But you know what? It's got to be one that they're serious about, though. Video games are kind of in the place. Video game films are kind of in the same place that comic book films were in about 20 years ago. They know that there's good ideas there. They know that there's good properties there, but they just the film studios aren't willing to commit to make a legit, serious version. A good example of that would be the Resident Evil franchise. They took those movies and made them hokey as hell. But Resident Evil would have been just the original Resident Evil. Like, if you've played the last two games, dude, telling the story like that would be a terrifying freaking movie. It would be fantastic. But you got to get them to pull the trigger on it. Church says, what's going on with Why the Last Man TV show? That thing is in friggin' development hell. For starters, let me see. Let me pull up Why the Last Man and TV show. I think there was a big story that just came out, where there were it is still it's one of those things where it's like they're saying it's still in production, but there's no release date on it. Supposedly it's going to be out. They keep pushing it back. You know what I mean? Supposedly it's going to be out sometime this year, but it's one of those things where, like, again, where they're just kind of.
What network is that supposed to be on?
FX.
FX.
Well, that's another one of the problems. That's one of the problems that they're having with it is they're saying it's going to be on FX, and then another thing said that no, they were going to try to put it on a streaming service, and then another one said no, it's still going to be on FX, and it's one of those things where I wouldn't be surprised if they eventually just come out and say, forget it, we're going to kill this thing. Because that's a pretty intense show to do. And if you're going to do it right, you're probably going to have to. I would put it on a streaming service before I would put it on network television. But then again, they put Walking Dead on regular television, and it became the biggest hit of the last decade. So, but because Why the Last Man as a comic, it was published under Vertigo back in the early 2000s. So it's a pretty intense book, and I don't know if you could do it properly on regular television. But again, what do I know? I thought Walking Dead was going to be terrible. So, you guys ever read Why the Last Man?
I haven't, but I've heard a lot of good things about it, and the follow-up series you did, that Saga.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really enjoying that. That's the same author.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Speaker Dead said The Witcher is a good example of a well-done live action. Yes, I still haven't seen it yet. I gotta get on that. What were you gonna say, George? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's fine. I've read Why. I don't think it would survive in this day and age, because people who haven't seen it, normal people who haven't seen it, they'll probably say, "Oh, it's just one of those, feminist movies, or feminist productions. All women, one man, and all women are pining over one man, or insert drama. The normies are going to take it the wrong way. They totally will with this.
Yeah.
With it.
Well, the thing you got to remember that, because that's the thing though. If you're not a fan of the comic and you haven't read it, you probably wouldn't be aware of the fact that that's the whole idea of the comic. He's the last man. He's the only one. So there's going to be a lot of women in the movie because that's all that's left. Church says, next question, what's going on with Superman and Lois? It's going to be like a remake of Lois and Clark from the 90s. No, it's going to be, I hate the CW. I really do. And the guy who's playing Superman is not a bad guy. He's actually better than I thought he was going to be, but it's going to be in the same vein as those shows, and those shows just I'm not into those shows. But no, it's going to be, supposedly it's going to be kind of loosely based off of the way Lois and Clark were in the New 52, which, I mean, take that for what that means. New 52 was largely dog shit. So, but it's, it's going to be in line with all the other programs that they've got on there. It's probably the way that Bendis is writing Superman in the comic. So Clark's going to be a little cuck, and she's going to be running everything. So, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I'd like to be wrong. But why was accurate with how human nature works? Yes. That's the thing, though. That's why I say I don't think they could do Why the Last Man properly on regular television, because a lot of the themes in that, they're not going to allow that. They're just not. You have to do that on Amazon. You'd have to do that on, Netflix, Amazon, one of those streaming services to get it right. Because that shit gets intense, man. Speaker Dead said the CW is the worst. Yeah, dude. I mean, I liked the first season of Arrow, even though I immediately said this is not Arrow. This is not Green Arrow. This is Batman Light. The first season of The Flash was good. Other than that, I'm not a fan. Do you watch? You don't watch any of the CW stuff, do you, Tom?
Nope.
George, you watch any of it?
Yeah, I watch it all.
Oh, you watch it all?
Yeah, I do.
Do you like any of it?
I like The Flash. Arrow, yeah, it was Batman Light. Supergirl.
I hate Supergirl.
It's so weak.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous and weak. Batwoman,
that's awful. And that's the thing. That's the thing. I actually like that character. The way she's done, she's had some really good stories in the comics. But that show is just, bleh,
I wish they can just go away from the Dawson's Creek attitude.
Yeah, dude. That's the thing, though. It's that whole era kind of defined what the CW was, and then even later on, when shows came out that were popular, they were like, we kind of want to go back to that. And the guy who runs the channel, who runs the CW, literally said that at the moment, their fan base was like 50-50 men and women. They didn't like that. They wanted it to be like 70-30 women versus men. And I'm like, why? That's like, you would think like that's the sweet spot, 50-50, It's like, why wouldn't you want to cultivate that kind of an audience? Because now like I said, you're hitting the sweet spot. But they were like, no, we want it to be more, they want it to be more of a chick channel. And I'm like, okay, well, have fun with that. Quit crapping on my freaking DC heroes. But, and that doesn't mean that the CW hasn't made stuff that I didn't like. Like I said, I liked the first season or two of Arrow, and first season or two of The Flash. I liked the first 5 or 6 seasons of Supernatural.
Supernatural is absolutely brilliant. I mean, where they're going on 15 years.
Oh yeah, this is actually the last season. I wasn't the biggest fan of last season, and I'm not the biggest fan of this season. But compared to 90% of the other stuff that's out there, it's still good. My favorite thing about that show is the humor, though. The humor in that show is awesome. And every season in Supernatural, they do a comedy episode. And the comedy episodes are the best damn thing about that show, man.
Oh yeah, they're absolutely brilliant. I mean, there's some things about Supernatural, like where they were like 10 years ago. They was it one of the guys, I forgot his name. Jeez.
The trickster.
No. One of the guys kills a kid's father, and the black kid looks up at him and says, you know, one day, kid, when you grow up, look me up. You know, we'll finish this.
Oh yeah.
10 years later.
The one the hunter who kind of went off the rails. You mean?
Yeah, 10 years later.
Yeah.
The kid comes looking for him. It's like, wow, absolutely wow. That kind of thing is awesome. And then there's one story. I think it was 2 seasons ago. First episode. You know, they go into the trunk, right? And they're looking for weapons. And Dean, right, pulls out this really awesome kick-ass, bazooka gun and all that stuff. And his brother looks at him, and this is just a look, right? He looks at the younger brother looks at Dean and goes, and the look is kind of like, come on, you don't need that. And Dean's looking at him. You know, this is just on looks, okay? Just acting. And Dean's going, come on, this is freaking awesome. And they're both going back and forth.
But I want it.
Yeah, it's like, don't take this from me, man.
Yeah, exactly. And Dean says, okay, fine, you know, I'll put it down. I'll take a standard gun to go into this, fight that they go. So whole season, that is a running joke. And that the last episode of the season, Dean pulls out the kick-ass gun and starts wailing on all the bad guys.
Yeah, it's like my favorite.
And they did the Scooby-Doo.
Yes, Scooby-Doo episode was great, dude. Because Dean's he starts playing with the physics of it. And he sticks the sandwich in his mouth, the giant sandwich. He goes, share, look at my mouth.
And he's totally hitting on the girls. I mean, come on.
But no, dude, like my favorite comedy episode. The 2 favorite ones I had was when the trickster trapped him in television, and to get out they had to play the game by his rules, so they had to act properly for each episode that they were in. So when it was like they were in like a Three's Company type of sitcom, they had to like do the cheesy talk and the cheesy dialogue. And but then like the best parts when they're on the Japanese game show, and it's called Ball Whacker. And when you get this, and obviously when you get the question wrong, this thing comes up and just like, because you've seen those crazy game shows over there where they do that kind of stuff, and it just whacks them in the balls. But and then the other one was the episode where they told the entire episode was shot from the point of view of the car, because the Impala has become such a big, like an important part. It's almost like a character itself.
Oh yeah, there's one scene where they just had the opening of that season. They just go through the creation of the car from the factory, the at the dealer shop and all that stuff. And it's like the car was the key to actually, going up against God. It's like, wow. And the music,
Oh, the music is always great.
Wayward Son music. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Speaker said, have any of you seen the animated Batwoman movie they did? I love that. Why can't they do live action on the CW like the animated series? Dude, DC's animated movies are fantastic. That's one of the things you look at him do that and you're like, why are you so good over here and you suck so bad over here? It's like I can't wait for Red Son. Red Son's gonna be friggin' awesome. But yeah, dude, I haven't watched a single one of the DC animated movies that sucked. Even and I hate, full disclosure, I freaking loathe Damian Wayne. I hate that character so much. I even liked the Teen Titans movie that they did with him in it, even though it should have been friggin' Tim. But it was they don't make bad animated movies, and I don't know. I do know why that is. It's because they're they have a more hands-on approach with the animated films than they do with the live action films. Because like you said, it's the director. They want to do their vision because they're an artist, and the characters be damned. But yeah, dude, I agree, man. The animated movies are fantastic. But yeah, dude, I love Supernatural, man. Like I'm actually kind of sad the show's going, but I do think it's time, man, because I think they've pushed this thing as far as they can. But yeah, man. I mean, I don't know where the hell I was going with that.
It doesn't matter. It was great. It was great wherever you went.
You know what, Sam? And I really, really apologize that I have to call you Sam because I suck. I'll have to ask you one of these days how to pronounce your name, but I'm terrible with names. I'm an awful human being. Batman and Harley Quinn was soul dreaming. I barely made it through it. There were even parts of that I thought were funny. Like I liked the parts with Swamp Thing and the Floronic Man and Poison Ivy. I mean, don't get me wrong, the parts with Harley were friggin' annoying as hell. But then again, I'm not the biggest fan of Harley Quinn. But it was, there was enough in that movie that I was like, okay, this is at least decent. All right. Like I said, they're not all of them are great, but they're all at least decent and watchable for me, at least. I mean, and that one was a really weird change of pace too, because that's the one that's one of the ones where they were trying to make Harley out to be like a hero and everything. And I'm like, do you not know the shit that this woman has done? Like she's tried to commit genocide. She's not a hero. She's never going to be a hero, man. I mean, she kills people. She's killed people for fun. And people who are fans of Harley Quinn, I get it. That's cool. I'm just like, I remember all the way back in the day when she was literally shooting people for money. So, but yeah, I can definitely understand disliking that movie because, like I said, most of the parts with Harley was just like it was stupid humor too. It was like she was farting. She farts in the Batmobile, and Batman is like, it kind of makes me chuckle a little bit because I'm playing it in my brain, and it's a little funnier in my brain than it was at the time. But she farts in the Batmobile on purpose because she's mad. And Robin's like, please, God, can we roll the window down? And Batman's like, it's not that bad. And he's like, his teeth is like, God, I'm not gonna let this happen. But yeah. Anyway, but yeah, the animated films are great. And CW's done some good stuff in the past, so I don't want to crap on them too much. But just that mindset to me seems stupid. But what are you gonna do? But yeah, I thought the Sonic thing was interesting. Dude, I did not predict that. $100 million. It's like I think it's at $101 million right now. They're saying that thing's on pace to match. Was it the last How to Train Your Dragon, which is like something like $350-400 million? And I'm like, holy shit. So
you can go back to the Tomb Raider franchise movies, not the new ones. The old ones with Brad Pitt's ex-wife.
Yeah, Angelina Jolie, when she was hot.
Yeah, exactly. They pander to the fans.
Of course.
There was serious TNA in there. And you know what? It was very much powerful.
Yeah, dude, freaking Laura Croft was a badass.
Damn straight.
Dude, I remember playing those games, like the old ones, like because I'm old. This white in my beard is real. The old Laura Croft games, man, those things were like hardcore, man. She's literally running around shooting everybody. So, and she's super intelligent. That's an empowered character right there, man. She's the most intelligent person in the entire story. She's a legit badass who's been trained by like she's like a British archaeological Batman.
Exactly.
She
took down a T-Rex in a cave with a bunch of guns.
Yeah, with a bunch of guns. So it's like, yeah, but she did it when she was like, sexually attractive. So can't have that.
Yeah, she did it looking hot as she flipped in the air.
Yeah, but no, man, and it's like there's been and that's whenever they say that, like, that we need to empower women that are empowered, and I was like, do you guys not know who the freaking hell Ellen Ripley is? Like, she exterminated an entire species.
Unfortunately, no, she didn't.
Well, no, she did, but then they cloned her and then they recreated the bastards. So it depends on which storyline you follow. Some of them are dumb. Some, but and then like Linda Hamilton, it's like there have been strong female characters forever.
Oh, come on, Cagney and Lacey, Wonder
Yeah.
Woman. On TV and in the movies, it's like they want to forget history so they can push themselves or elevate themselves to a greater plateau. And you know what?
It's about power. That's all it is. It's about power.
It's just a power grab because it doesn't make sense. I mean, why would they take a male property and try to elevate themselves on a male property? It goes against the very grain of what they're standing for.
Well, that's why New Age feminists hate original, like old school feminists and New Age feminists. They hate each other because that was actually one of the, I can't remember the lady's name. She's like one of those ladies that like was one of the first ones to organize marches and stuff back in the 60s. She hated friggin' Birds of Prey. She's like, and she hated, more than that, she hated the excuses that they were throwing at it, saying that the reason why the movie tanked is because men didn't go see it. She says, so a movie can't survive unless the men want it. She's like, your argument is bullshit. It's this thing where it's like it's a straw man argument. They just want obedience. They don't want truth. That's why they don't like debating people. They just want obedience. That's what it's all about. But yeah, it's those films are great. Those characters were great, and I don't have a problem with, like I said, when I went into that movie, I was like, this is going to be a girl power movie. It's freaking Birds of Prey. That's to be expected. It's going to be a girl power movie. The reason why it sucked is because the story was stupid. And it looked like shit. And you treated the characters like crap. And
come on, let's put it into perspective, okay? Apparently, okay, because I don't know this for a fact, but I heard apparently the director for Birds of Prey told the girls to come dressed as they. No, you know what? It wasn't the Birds of Prey. It was Charlie's Angels.
Charlie's Angels.
Yeah,
I didn't watch that.
Me either.
I did watch that. I remember that now. That's how bad that movie was. I couldn't remember if I watched it or not.
The Charlie's Angels director said to the cast, the female cast, come dressed in comfortable clothes, whatever.
Okay.
That's like not even a sense of design.
Well, not even that. Dude, we could take all of that and table it. Those movies were dog shit. They were written terribly. The story for that movie, if I'm trying to remember it because it was that forgettable, is basically commerce is this company is using their technology to the utmost to produce as much money as possible. It's not even that they were really doing anything bad. It was just they were taking advantage of an economic market. But then there was the potential for the software to be used nefariously. And the bad guys, the mastermind's reasons for doing what he's doing is stupid. It's literally, I wanted to be an angel and I wasn't allowed because I'm a guy. Because Patrick Stewart's the main bad guy in the movie. He's one of the Bosleys. The Bosleys are like an entire family.
Holy smokes!
It's freaking stupid. It's really, really stupid. But yeah, man. I mean, what are you gonna do? But anyway, we're gonna move on because we're moving out of time here, man. I got to do my review for the final. What I hope is the final stain on the Batman franchise by one Mr. Tom King. Of course, I am talking about Batman Pennyworth R.I.P. The comic.
Did they kill Jarvis again?
No, Jarvis. Dude, I will reach through this freaking computer and I will strangle your ass.
Alfred. They killed Alfred.
Alfred. They killed. Yeah, he did it on purpose. I know. Real quick before I get into this, speaker of that, who'd have thought that we would long for the days of old feminism in light of what we know now? Dude, most of old feminism was actually not that bad. It's just that some people just took it way too far. This is basically like, what they're doing today, only about 1,000 times worse.
Yeah, there was a point in history when it came to a point where women were arguing each other about what feminist is. Feminism.
Oh, yeah.
And one woman said, you know what? Being in Playboy is my right.
Yeah.
And that's what feminism is all about. My right to choose and not be prevented because of my sex.
Dude, it's the mindset is what's wrong, man. It's just like there was a thing today where there was this video. Why the friggin' BBC would think this is worthy of news, but it was this binary gender guy talking about how unsafe he feels going to get a haircut because all the haircuts are divided into either male or female. And I'm like, dude, are you seriously bitching about going to the barber? It's like all those people who left their safe space to do real shit are looking at you like you're a bitch. Just shut the fuck up. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like you can't tell somebody, okay, I want that haircut, but maybe make it a little longer over here. But anyway, so Batman Pennyworth R.I.P. So if you're not a Batman fan, you're not going to know about this, but Tom King, in his run where he basically turned Batman into the biggest pussy in the world, before he left one last FU to the fans. He had Bane snap Alfred Pennyworth's neck. So Alfred is dead.
So are you sure Alfred wasn't LMD?
Judge, I know what you're doing. You're poking at my friggin' nerd nerve, and yeah, I don't like it. LMDs are friggin' Marvel, you bastard. Anyway. So this book is basically about Alfred's. It's Alfred's funeral, and then it's the dedication of the Alfred Pennyworth Hospital for children. And it's basically about how the Bat family are handling Alfred's death. So they all have this thing where they go and they have this wake, and this Gomer actually said something about this, and I actually had to stop and think about this, and he's actually right, but I hate that he's right. And that is that basically when they have their little private wake for Alfred, everybody in the Bat family blames Bruce for everything. They blame him for everything. They're like, this is your fault. You should have been here, all this stuff. While we were here while we were fighting this war, you were on vacation with your girlfriend, which is actually something that Tom King put in the book. Like when Batman should be back in Gotham, no, he's hanging out with Catwoman doing push-ups on the beach in a resort with a friggin' Tom Selleck porn stash. I'm not kidding. This is actually what was part of his run. So, and I'm reading this and I'm like listening. It's like they're all bitching about this stuff and everything. And it sucks that like they shouldn't be blaming Bruce. But if you look at the way Tom King wrote him, it absolutely is his fault. And it sucks that I have to say that. Under Tom King, Bruce Wayne was weak, ineffectual, and worst of all, dishonorable. And there was nothing heroic about Batman under Tom King's run. And this book is basically, after looking at this book, I'm kind of wondering if this book is kind of DC trying to course correct a little bit, and because they realize how much that pissed fans off, and they're basically saying, "Yeah, we get it. The way Tom wrote Batman, he was weak. He was not a hero." And if you take the book in the context of the way that Tom King wrote him, the way that all of the Bat family react to him is right. They should blame him for everything. And I'm hoping that this is kind of like the end of this, though. I'm hoping it's like we can, because the way that Tinian has written him so far, he's kind of back to being Batman the Badass. But it remains to be seen. But yeah, it's an interesting read. If I had to give a recommendation for this, I would say it's definitely worth taking a look at if you're a big time Batman fan. If you're not a Batman fan, you're not going to give a crap. Don't bother. And I'm pretty sure at some point Alfred's going to come back. He has to. He's too important to the Batman mythos. How he comes back and in what form, I don't know. Dan DiDio seems dead set on taking an absolute crap on the heroes under his watch. He's the same guy that had them shoot Dick Grayson in the head, which Dick Grayson's character that's the thing about this book that really pisses me off, because if it was not for that stupid decision that he had to shoot Dick in the head and turn him into, because he hates the fact that he's named Dick. So a little bit of like, I'm going off on a tangent here. Dan DiDio, yeah, shut up. Dan DiDio hates Dick Grayson. He wanted to kill him in New 52, but enough people in the powers were like, no, dude, if you kill him off, they will come and they will stone you to death in the street. So he didn't. But so in the new run here, and he's decided, he's like, you know what? I'm not going to kill him. I'm going to shoot him in the head. And I'm going to turn him into a different person. So that's what he did. He killed him in spirit. So Dick Grayson is now Rick Grayson, and he's a tool. He's an absolute, everything that you love about Dick Grayson, this guy is not. He's selfish. He's self-indulgent. He's an asshole. He has none of the honor that Dick Grayson had. And they're now actually to the point where they're getting ready to bring Dick Grayson back, because enough of the fans have basically said, screw you, we're not going to buy your book anymore. Give us back Dick Grayson. But the version of him that's in this book is still the one that doesn't remember in this stuff. And he's literally like, he calls Alfred the butler. Okay. This is a guy that raised him, you know? So we get this coldness from him, and I'm like, it sucks that this is him. You know, it's just as a lifelong fan of Batman, this pisses me off so bad. But it's in line with what's been written, so I can't crap on it too much, because, like I said, the way that it was written, this is exactly how things would go down. So,
all right. You know what? It's interesting that you say this, because what I'm hearing and what I see in the Batman books is a disconnect here, and I'll tell you why. Batman is the only superhero in the entire Marvel, DC, whatever universe, legitimately is irresponsible, 100% irresponsible. This Bruce Wayne should be locked up in jail for a very long time. And from the moment he put a minor in jeopardy, in harm's way, when he dubbed the kid Robin.
Mm-hmm.
And here, it's interesting. And here, everyone's complaining about, Alfred getting killed. You know, I'm just spitballing stuff here. There's been stuff in the past where the fans would call in and choose whether Dick Grayson lives or dies. No.
Jason Todd. Yeah, I'm one of the people that voted to kill him.
Yeah, it's like, are you saying you're a Republican,
dude? No, but what's his name? Jason Todd was a freaking annoying. God, I hate that character.
No, but see, everybody's focused on all this stuff, and they're not focused on the core element of what the Batman mythos, that Bruce Wayne is legitimately an irresponsible adult and should be put in jail.
I don't know if I agree with that, but I can see what you're saying there. Like, because that's the thing is, there have been stories where, like if you look in the past, because obviously they were far less realistic in the 50s and the 60s and even the 70s to a certain extent. But once the story started getting up to like a more, like I said, into the 70s and the 80s, when readers started getting a little more intelligent, they started writing a little more intelligent stories. They actually did address the fact that when he first recruited Dick Grayson, he didn't allow Dick to go on every mission, and he also didn't allow him to go until he completed like this huge battery of training and whatnot. So, but the major reason
won't care that, and child services won't care.
Well, I understand that, dude. In the real world, Batman would be in prison for like the rest of his life. It's, but no, yeah, it's like, so it's an interesting book. I don't know if it's a continuous series. I think it's just a one shot. And they're going to address it in the regular book, but it was interesting. If you're a big Batman fan, I would definitely read it, because some of the discussion and stuff they have in there is interesting. It pisses me off because it's just a reminder of how badly he was written during Tom King's run. But yeah, I would have to say, if you're a completionist, you have to sit here, you read it. If you're not a fan of Batman, pass. But Tom's got an interesting little review this week. Tom?
No, which one?
Well, both of them, actually. Go for it, man.
Oh,
because they're both kind of funny.
Well, my first one is completely by mistake. I got to see the new Wolverine was a limited variant.
The relaunch, yeah.
I got to see that today because it got sent to my work by mistake. So
you want to tell the story, Tom, because it's like I said, that's what I was expecting.
Well, I work at a company that has a similar name to a very, very famous comic book distributor.
The only comic book distributor.
So
Dynamite.
You work at Capital City?
So we mistakenly got the shipment in, and somebody came back to my workstation and was like, "Yeah, you like comic books, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "You got to see this." So I go up there, and we got like 80 issues of this that was sent to us by mistake. So
did you guys keep any of them, or did you send them all back?
Well, that's one thing. So one guy was like, "Yeah, maybe I should get a couple." I'm like, it's going to a comic book shop. They're going to count every single one of these. They're going to know they're a little light if it comes back, and they don't have all of their, plus they're probably mostly pre-ordered. So
yeah, but hey, man, I mean, it's like, hey,
it fell off a truck.
You're like, hey, they came here, I set them in the corner, and then they disappeared. I don't know what happened to them. I don't know how they ended up on eBay a week ahead of time.
So, but I flipped through it a little bit. First page was
typical Wolverine.
He's like, there's like half a skull, the rest is like meat. He's just all just laying there on the ground, all shredded up.
Yeah,
so
typical Wolverine.
Yeah.
But
so yeah, I got to see that, so that's kind of cool. But there's that, and then I went to the comic book store yesterday to turn in my pre-order stuff for the month, and they didn't have anything for me, but I did pick up a couple cool things while I was there.
So Tom is we're both big tabletop gamers, and Tom is into miniature games, and look, geez, good God, that's a freaking miniature. Okay, I mean, when I think of miniatures, I think of 2 inches tall, Like maybe like big giant ones, like maybe 3 or 4 inches tall. That thing's like a half a foot.
Can we full screen him, please?
Yeah,
that's only about. That's only about. Is about 9 inches, maybe.
Oh,
yeah, only. That's going on a board made of hexes.
Can you do a rotation on that? Let's have a look at this. Let's marvel at this.
It's really nicely made.
Look at that.
Oh yeah, they're doing a good job with these. These are the Star Wars Armada ships.
Look
So
at
yeah,
that.
this one came out this week. Very nice. It is the Starhawk class battleship.
Is that diecast or is that plastic?
Plastic.
They're still it's plastic, but they're not. It's not like that flimsy plastic. It's pretty.
Yeah,
it's
good.
stuff.
It's good hard plastic.
Look at that detail on that. Nice.
Dude, show them the other ones, man.
Well,
yeah.
There was
Okay, you see that one? All right, now watch this one.
Well, I picked that one up this week. You didn't see this one yet, Rob. I didn't show you this one, but this is the what's that?
That's the interdictor, isn't it?
No, that's not an interdictor.
That's the one with the super laser down the middle of it.
Right.
Okay.
Beep, beep, beep. Yep, there you go. And this is the Onagar class Star Destroyer.
I think I saw that. They first showed that off in a Dark Horse Star Wars comic?
Yep. That was part of one of the Dark Horse books.
Yeah, I got the big ass gun in the front. But
where did they get that idea?
Yeah, we have no ideas. We don't have anything to pull from.
But Rob was asking me about scale on these things. So I'm like, okay, well here's your Star Destroyer.
Dude, look at the detail on that one.
Anyway, let's have a look at it.
Oh,
look at that Aztecing. Nice.
I love the fact that there's another person I can talk to that knows what Aztecing means.
Let's look underneath. Let's look at the hangar bay underneath.
Let's get off the stand here.
Oh, look at that. They actually did the details inside.
Yeah.
Those bastards.
We got that, and then for the game, here's the one Rob was excited about.
The
blockade runner.
The blockade runner.
Yeah, pull it back just a little bit, Tom, because it's a little out of focus. There we go.
A little out of focus, but then it's kind of tiny there.
Oh, look at that. They even have a nice paint job on that to show that it's worn.
Here comes the piece de resistance.
Wait, not quite yet.
Oh, you bastard.
Hold your horses, Rob.
I'm gonna tease you a little bit.
I say, yep. Then the
TIE
fighter stands got some.
Good God, the stand is bigger than the ship.
It got some TIE fighters, pretty standard in the game. But yeah, here's the one Rob's been going on about. I might hurt myself picking this up.
These go on a regular sized table.
Do you usually play on a 4x6 table, and your deployment zone is like 18 inches? So, like I said, 18 inches is the deployment zone.
Oh my God! It's like watching the opening of Star Wars. It's going on forever.
It's a freaking miniature, dude, and it's like 2.5 feet long.
Yep, there you go.
Like you bring it on the board and the game is over.
Right there. That's where the ship smashed into it.
Yeah, there you go. Concentrate all your fire on that Super Star Destroyer.
I gotta ask you, man, how much was that thing?
You don't want to know. I don't want to say.
I'm still waiting for my life-size model of the Death Star in the mail.
So here we go. Here's the
God dang
detail on the bottom of that.
I actually almost bought some of those just to have them on hand, just for
That's pretty much what I did because I haven't even played the game yet. I've watched it be played. I've read the rules. It seems like it's a pretty decent game, but yeah, mostly
they have to put them together, right? I mean, they just came all assembled.
They came like that, yeah.
Oh my God,
bastard!
But yeah, dude, man, like. I would love to get some of those things just to have them on hand because, like, if I wanted to draw one of them or anything like that, but my God,
that stuff will go great with my Hot Wheels Star Wars diecast.
Because I just love the back end of this thing.
Oh yeah, the engines are fantastic.
It's just freaking awesome.
So did the Millennium Falcon come to scale, which would probably be a spec?
The Millennium Falcon is literally
probably like
about the size of my thumbnail.
Jeez.
It's on one of these fighter bases.
Yeah. Don't they have now they have another one. They have another game, which is the X-Wing game where they're bigger, right? Like the Millennium Falcon's like that big.
Yeah, the Millennium Falcon is about that big. And you can get the original one that sells the pod in it. They have that one out now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they got this in the game. It's like about the size of the Star Destroyer.
Yeah, it's like that. There's like because there's two miniature games.
Yeah, and the other miniature game, this thing is literally like the size of that Star Destroyer almost. It's
the quality
giant.
of these figurines is so well. All you have to do is just put them on a green screen arm, and then just get yourself a camera and start shooting your own Star Wars movie.
That's actually there has been a couple of because they have some of those like those 4-foot Star Trek models. Those really, really intricate, really, really detailed Star Trek models. There have been some fan films where that's literally what they did. They took those, they just doctored them up a little bit. They put like a little bit extra lighting in them, and they used them on armatures to make their own shows, man. I know that like the Vic Mignogna Star Trek show.
Star Trek continues.
Yeah, they switched over to CG. But the original, I think it was the first episode, the first 2 episodes, maybe they used a homemade beauty model, based off the original design. So, yeah, so I've seen some people do some really cool stuff with model kits, man.
Yeah, it's a fun hobby.
Yeah, but we are well past an hour, guys, and I got a whole bunch of other streaming to do, and but I want to thank everybody for being here.
Thanks for coming out, guys.
Sam, I will work on saying your name, dude. I apologize sincerely for that. I know he's not here, but I just wanted to say I'm so bad at names.
It's for the playbacks.
Yeah, Speaker of the Dead. Appreciate you being here, man. Jason, thanks for being here. Trying to look at it. Boogie, my boy Boogie, stopping in for a second. Michael Brent, I appreciate everybody stopping in here again, and appreciate you being on. Mr. George Peter Gatz is being on. George, real quick here, I'm going to throw up your pre-launch, and go ahead and give me the quick pitch for your book, brother.
Joe just ordered a pizza. It's going to take 120 minutes to deliver. Somebody, in the meantime, took the planet Earth, put it on the other side of the universe, right in the path of a supernova. Now, Joe and the team have exactly 120 minutes to solve the impossible mission before the pizza gets delivered. And yes, it's very important to get the mission done before the pizza gets delivered.
Joe King saving everyone again for the first time, guys. Check it out on Indiegogo. And
anyone who signs up to get the book now, in the email list before we launch, will get a discount on every single perk that will be available at launch, and every perk and reward that I will create during the campaign. Only the people in the email list will get the discounts. And like we talked today, there will be a sweet, sweet spaceship that's featured in the book. It will be a reality. It will be available for anyone who signs up.
Cool. Well, thanks for being here, guys. Thanks to my buddy Tom, the Immortal One Cummings, and we will see you guys here next week. But until then,
see ya.
Bye-bye.
Got the music to work. Yeah.